Hi again. So here are for you Tatjana
Judith
and
and
our
our
special
special
guest,
Annika.
Annika Hocke, German pair skater. So thank you so much, Annika, for joining us today.
Thank you for that I'm allowed to be here.
And
For our
it might,
first guest
yes,
on this podcast.
first guest, yes. And it might sound maybe you think it's a little funny that we're three Germans now who speak English, but we just think it's better so we can reach a wider audience because many fans are in the English speaking and not only German speaking. So that's why we decided to do this in English. Yeah, so Annika, we just let's start by just talking a little bit about you and Robert, your partner, who is maybe joining us later
Yes.
because he's busy.
Yeah.
And and so it was a long and difficult season. And now, how are you now? What's your status right now?
I'm actually very good. I thought it would be harder to come to terms with the season, but actually we both were super motivated right after the season to like do a full cut and start off fresh and new. And I mean, it's an Olympic season. We have the two spots for Germany, and it doesn't make sense to dwell on what didn't work because, as I said, it's an Olympic season coming, and you want to show good results in this one. And yeah, we immediately went back to Bergamo to do the choreo with Luca Lanotte. So that was also a fun thing to do and get your heads like already into the new season and have a fresh start and like enjoy the process of creating something new. And after that, we went to Berlin for a longer episode. We have a new off-ice coach there. We have a new ballet coach there. We will do a lot of things online with them. And meanwhile, we were in Berlin. We trained with Nolan Segert. And yeah, it was a very productive time. And also, Berlin is always um, still a lot to do because when you're gone for a longer time in a different country, there's always things that you can't do when you're in Italy. So you have to fit it into 4 weeks or 5 weeks that we were there. So while it's super nice, it's also, yeah, always just a lot happening. And then we also had a week of vacation
Nice.
where we went back to Italy
Oh, you
because we
spent your
don't have enough
vacation in
Italy.
Italy.
Yes. But the south of Italy, so it's a little bit different than the north. And it was at the sea, so not mountains. It was very, very nice, very relaxing. And yeah, we came back now to Bergamo and we will start our preparation here. And yeah, actually also we will start with a new free program tomorrow, which I always forget because usually we just did one program. So this year it's a little bit different doing two programs. And yeah, I'm super excited to get the work done.
Wow, cool. Yeah, so you did first the short program right after
Yeah.
Worlds, and then now you will start the free program. What maybe
Hmm.
little hints can you give us where because you are always known for doing something a little different, something out of the box with your rock program that you had and
Hmm.
other also fun show programs that you had. So maybe a little teaser for us?
So we for sure tried to keep a little bit of the entertaining part, but we thought last season was maybe a little bit too much out of the box. So we decided to, I don't know if I should say play it safe. It's not really safe. It's still something new for us, but it's not, let's say it's not super upbeat, both programs. Um, and yeah, I hope, and it's the plan that maybe there will be a program this season where I will not wear a suit, and let's keep our fingers crossed that Robert will not be annoyed by my skirt. But I really would like to wear a dress this season.
Yes, you've been in the suits for quite a while. I
Yes.
just remember that at Wealth, I think you weren't sure about the free program. I think you
No.
would be like, we maybe keep it. What made the difference now? Why did you decide to change both in the end now?
So we really was a really long thought progress. That's why we also just did our short in the beginning. Then we went to Berlin. We talked to a lot of people, also talked to judges, and thought that maybe we can change a part in the free to make the beginning less quick because we felt a little rushed in the beginning, but we couldn't find a part that suits it well and that makes it slower. So we had a lot of options for the free. We listened to a lot, and in the end, it was really just a gut decision. And we said no. We want a fresh start. We don't want to like have the feeling that this free program didn't work for us, even though, of course, it was like, it's not the program's fault. We can't say that it's the program's fault, but sometimes you just have bad feelings connected to it. So we decided to do a new one. And yeah, more or less, it was also the first time that I came up with the music idea. So
Oh.
let's let's see how this works out. But yeah, I think we found a very nice solution.
Oh,
I think
cool. So, and the short program, was that Robert's idea again, or?
Yes, it was a joint decision. We already actually we chose it already last year because we were skating in the Holiday on Ice shows, and it was one song of the Holiday on Ice shows, and we just loved, especially like the part of the show, but also connected with the music, of course. So we decided, yeah, that's what we want to do.
So, so, and when coming back after vacation, is it hard to get in the training process again?
Yes, I mean, we're both people that need a little bit of time to get back to it, and yes, it's always difficult, and yeah, it's it's a fun time, but also it's sometimes a very how do you say, like it's a very not demotivating. We're motivated, but it's
Challenging,
it's
maybe.
always sad.
Challenging?
Yeah, challenging because if you feel like you um, do stuff that usually comes easy and you just have to kind of start from the beginning, of course, it then gets good pretty quickly. But in the beginning, it's hard. It's hard. But I mean, a lot of figure skaters will tell you the same. So yeah.
crazy.
So,
If
oh,
it's
yeah,
just
go ahead,
1 or
Judith.
2 weeks of vacation, then yeah, you have to start from the scratch. It's kind of crazy, but yeah, I good that at least it doesn't take so long to learn everything again, I guess.
You get used to it more and more. Like I have to admit that the army camps really pushed us into um, getting getting back faster because there you do train on the weekends. If we have like a 4 week army camp, you can train on the weekends, but it doesn't really make a difference. If you have 4 weeks off, it's still hard to come back. So vacation is a little bit easier.
Yeah, but this year, I remember that Minerva said that because it's an Olympic season, you don't have to do uh
No,
army camps.
that's yes, that's very good because we would have had Minerva as well. We would have all had a very long army camp, like a 5 week army camp,
Oh,
and in an Olympic season, that is hard to fit in.
yeah, I see. So what's the plan now? Now you start training again. How long will it be in Bergamo? Will be there another break, maybe?
Some
Yes, there
camps,
will. So
maybe.
not really. We will stay in Bergamo most of the time. We will have another week off in the end of June. And then for August, we will have our test skate. I think it's the second weekend of August. I'm not sure. I should know, but I don't know
Yeah,
now.
I think it's like
It's
around
pretty much middle.
14th of
Yeah.
August, something like that, because I checked if I'll just be back from my vacation. So I guess I can make
Perfect.
it.
Exactly. So and it's 1 weekend after the Swiss test skates. The Swiss test skates are 9th and 10th, and the Germans are
Mm-hmm.
16th and 17th. Here
17th.
you go.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yeah.
And before that, we will probably go to Berlin and after as well. But it's not 100% fixed yet. But we will find a solution for the August because it's a little bit difficult in that time to train in Bergamo. So we will probably go somewhere to Germany, wherever it will be.
Ah, so what is in Bergamo? Is there no ice or?
They this year they decided to keep the ice rink open and have no camps. But for us, it's just a little bit. The prices will rise because they will keep it open, so the energy costs are higher. And since we don't have to pay for ice in Berlin, it makes more sense to if we have the opportunity to go to Berlin.
Ah, yeah. So there was even a rumor that you want to return to Berlin, I guess, but this is not true.
At
It's just
some point in our life, for sure, but not in the moment. No,
yeah.
but yeah, we figured out that especially for us with the physiotherapy in Berlin, that you have to know that it's for free, which is amazing. We don't have that in Italy. We don't have the facilities that we have in Berlin with the gym right next to the ice rink, a very nice athletic hall. It's just very good facilities, and now we have found a good coach in Nolan in Berlin, so it's very convenient when you know you have the opportunity if there's something like in August that you can go back home
Mm.
because we both have our families there anyway, so yeah, we can always go back.
It's always nice, I guess, also then to have, as you said before, it's always something you need to do at home, and then you have a little bit more time with your family. So it's a good, yeah, to spend at least some time, some
Exactly.
weeks.
It's a good compromise. And we also have to visit the army once in a while. So yes, we just have to go back to Berlin at least for some weeks in between.
Mhm. Yeah, sounds like a good plan. Then
Yeah.
we will
So
look
let's
forward.
go to the news. We'll
Yeah,
switch over to
yeah,
the
we will. Well,
news
we will look
because
forward, of course,
yeah,
to.
1 week. Yeah, okay, go on. Yeah.
No, I just want to say
Uh,
we are looking forward to to seeing then Annika's and Robert's new programs and the test
yes.
skate, two new programs. And
Yes.
yeah, so and then there were quite some news this week.
Yeah, there's no week in figure skating without news. Like
Yeah,
really, it's
I
never
mean, it's
getting boring.
off season. Then there we have all, of course, we have coaching changes, not so many retirements, I guess, in an Olympic season, but coaching changes and partner changes, switches. So couples
And
breaking up.
yeah,
Yeah.
I
So
always assume that there's nothing happening, but I keep getting surprised, and there's always stuff
same.
happening. It's never getting boring.
Yeah,
yeah, true. And then there was, of course, like for Germany, bad news that the ice dance team has split up, Darya Grimm and Michail Savitskiy. They're very sad, and they both said that they want to continue with new partners. And apparently, there's tryouts going on, and yeah, so we will see what comes out of it. But you also have been through that process when a couple splits up and then you have to start from scratch. So how difficult is that? And that all that process.
I mean, it's always very difficult, and it's not always a mutual decision. So there's sometimes splits where one person just doesn't want to continue, or or can't continue like this anymore. And I mean, if you're the one taking the decision, you can say, in on one hand maybe it's easier, but on the other hand it's also hard to take this decision. So I guess you can say for both parts it's equally hard to go through a split. And it's also not always that it works out that yeah, you can just say it's the same as in a love relationship. You don't always leave it on good terms, and sometimes it's just a not so nice period for everyone involved, and you just need to find your ways. But I believe that every person has the right to make the decision that they think is the best for them. It's not necessarily always what they think in a few years was the best for them, but if it was the best for them in the moment, it's their decision. So that's what they're allowed to do. And yeah, it's of course it would be a perfect world if the splits go nicely and you like each other and you wish them the best and you just part your ways, but that's not how it always works because there's a reason why you split.
Yeah.
Um but I think you really grow out of a situation like that. It makes you grow a lot as an individual, and maybe you can find a new way that you feel way more comfortable. And it's just important that you have good people around you, um, or you're just very good with yourself, that you know what you want to do and then you just stick with it. And yeah, you're just very self-aware, but it always helps if you have somebody who can like guide you a little bit into it. And yeah, I don't think it's always a bad thing to split. Maybe you will find a way better opportunity, not just sports wise, but also mentally, if that makes sense.
Hmm.
And yeah, then in the best scenario, you just learn from that situation and you can take something from it, and then you have a new opportunity waiting for you. But
Yeah.
yes, it's part of the sport. I mean, it's
Yeah.
a partnership that's very intense because you see each other every day. So of course it's hard.
Yeah. Yeah, and I guess it's hard, as you said, because if then the relationship, if the personalities don't get along anymore for whatever reason, and then and especially when you are still very young, then it's hard to, yeah, to carry on, and maybe nothing would have come out of it then anyway. So
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, no. I mean, as sad as it always is, sometimes it's just the only decision you can take to move forward, to stay happy in the sport, and to still keep improving. Yeah,
Yeah. And also
yeah,
stay happy in life. Because coming
yeah,
back
true.
to Grimm
Not just in the
Savitskiy,
sport.
also heard, yeah, yeah, we heard, I think about Grimm Savitskiy that maybe one of them wanted to stay in Italy, one didn't want to stay in Italy. Um, and like this kind of things also play a big role if you just don't feel, yeah, if you don't feel comfortable in the environment. And yeah, I just really
Yeah,
hope that both of them find good solution for them in the future. Of course, it's very sad because it was a very very promising team for
it
Germany.
was
yeah.
for sure. But in the best case scenario, we will have two German couples coming out of one, so that would be very, very nice for them, of course, and also for our federation.
Yeah,
That's
because we don't have so many. It's like also in pair skating, we don't have so many.
No, we take
So
all the couples that we can get. So
yeah,
yeah,
so then hopefully, yeah, they will find partners and will also continue to compete for Germany too. I mean, if it's not so easy to find in Germany suitable partners.
For
But
sure.
yeah, we will wait and see. Uh,
Yes.
what happens with them. And then the other big story of the week was, of course, the ISU decision on the Russian athletes for the Olympic qualification, Russian and Belarusian athletes that are accepted as neutral athletes. And so it was for Russia, only the single skaters were approved, Adelia Petrosyan and Alina Gorbacheva, or Piotr Gumenik and Vladislav Dikiji. So, and the pair skaters, the number one nomination was Anastasia Mishina and Alexander Galyamov. And in the ice dance, Alexandra Stepanova, Ivan Bukin, they were not approved. And so that was, yeah, I don't know, was maybe a little unexpected or not. And now
I think
they
it was unexpected. I feel like it was unexpected, but after all, it wasn't that surprising. It kind of not sure if it makes sense, but I think most fans maybe we wouldn't have expected that they really declined someone, but now when the all the photos and the evidence came out that actually these skaters have been in contact with Putin and like did show some loyalty to the government, it does make sense that they got declined.
But it was
I have to
about,
say
yeah,
I
go ahead,
sorry.
Annika.
I have to say I didn't expect it at all, and I also didn't understand it at first because I just saw a tweet and I just flew over it and I went to practice and I didn't really understand it anymore. And all of us in the beginning thought that that it was like a first decision, but it's not gonna happen. But I think it's sure that it's gonna happen, right?
Um,
Like that they for sure can't go.
Possible to,
well, it's interesting
yeah, they
because
can't go.
the ISU in their statement, they said that there's no appeal possible against this decision. However, in the first press release they had, when they outlined the whole process, it said that the decision is subject to appeal. So there was a contradiction. And now there are apparently some lawyers, they think that it is, they might appeal the ones that were declined based on, yeah, because of that contradictory information. So they might go to CAS and give it a shot. I mean, they have nothing to lose in the end. And yeah, so we will see. Maybe there will be an appeal, but even I think even if they appeal, I don't think it will be. I don't think it will change in the end. I mean, they the ICU had reviewed
The
this.
ICU,
Yeah,
yeah.
they would look, they don't want to revise it because they based the decision on some evidence they saw. Maybe it was what you mentioned, Judith, that these skaters were official occasions, government related, but government was not like running around with that symbols or anything. But uh, I guess the it depends on.
For example, this one photo of Anastasia Mishina, she got an autograph of Putin on her Olympic medal, which I was like, yeah, probably you were forced to attend the event, but you surely were not forced to get an autograph of Putin on your Olympic medal. So, yeah, it kind of shows the loyalty or that you want to have an autograph of, yeah, Putin on your Olympic medal. And also, that was in the time when the war was already going on. So, kind of makes sense to me that a person who does that doesn't get approved.
But how was it with the substitutes?
Oh, yeah, that was actually so the ICU, the substitutes were not even not checked anymore. When the first number one was rejected, the substitutes
Yeah.
were gone as well because the ICU said, and that was also clear from the beginning actually, they said that the substitute is only there to get in as a substitute in case somebody is injured, is unable to attend because of injury or illness, not as a
Okay.
substitute if somebody is rejected. So
So that
Yeah.
was clear before. Ah,
yeah,
okay.
they
I have
didn't
to
even
admit I
look at them.
wasn't into it.
Yeah, sure.
I wasn't into the process at all
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
I I I mean I can't keep up with it,
No,
everything.
no,
So
no.
I was like, you know what? They will figure it out by themselves anyway, so I don't need to like get into it.
No, you don't.
Yeah, it's complicated, of course, and it is that I think that is pretty harsh. I mean, they had like one shot to and the substitutes, yeah, were not even looked at. The substitutes in pairs would have been Baikova Kozlovsky. Of course, they are still the number two in Russia. And in Iceland, it was Vasilisa Kaganovskaya, Maxim Nekrasov, a fairly new couple that probably not many people know. But
They have a
yeah,
huge following on TikTok, to be honest.
Yeah, Vasilisa. Yeah, yeah, yes,
Vasilisa.
exactly.
Oh yeah,
Yes,
Vasilisa.
Yeah,
But Vasilisa was very
it's a big
popular
star. Yes.
with her first partner.
The
It
old
started
partner.
yes. They
Angelo
have
Paul.
like even people that are not into figure skating, they have the story in mind. They know about that. I saw a lot of comments saying
Yeah,
this
yeah.
when there's even when I post videos sometimes on TikTok, people are commenting this that it gives them the same vibe. Even though I mean they don't know that it's
That
pair
really
skating and the
does.
other discipline is ice dance, but they kind of they remember it. So she's pretty famous.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's true. They were very popular. They were a young team. They were very popular. And then there was this huge, also messy,
Yes.
messy split.
Let's see, yeah.
Messy split, yeah. And now, but she continues with her new partner, and they are a nice team. I mean, I saw them at the Russian Nationals, so uh, maybe someday, maybe in the future, we will see them also. Yeah. I think we are coming close to the end of our podcast today.
That went very quickly by.
Yeah, I did. I hope it was entertaining for our viewers and listeners as well. And thank you again, Annika, for joining us today. Robert didn't make
Thank you.
it.
No,
Maybe next time.
I just heard I hope you didn't hear the how do you say like the mixing tool. I hope it was not too loud, but I heard it, so he's not done yet with cooking.
But
Meal
he said
prepping.
he's cooking for you. You know what he's cooking, what he's preparing?
It's just for him.
No.
It's not for me.
Oh no, not
Ah,
for you.
But it's okay. I was earlier. I already did it this afternoon, so I'm fine.
Ah, you already finished. You are already prepared.
Yes.
So you're
Yes.
eating different things.
Mostly yes.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, good. So
but you
thank
share
you.
the coffee in the morning, or are you the only one with the coffee in the morning, Annika?
No,
Because when I
no,
think
we're both of us are
we're
very into
both,
coffee,
both
yes.
coffee addict. Okay.
The coffee
All
is
right.
very common.
I mean, it's Italy. Of course, there's coffee.
Yes, we just adjusted. It was not our fault. We just adjusted.
Exactly. Yeah, so we are looking then forward to seeing you soon
I'm,
again. And thank you
yes,
again for joining us. Thank you, all
thank
our
you very much.
viewers and listeners. And we will be back. Thank
Thank you
you
very
soon.
much.